Ready, Tracy?
Yeah. Oh, I look terrible, Frank. Should I take my hair out? I could just take my hair out real quick. Just give me a second. You already started?
I'm recording now.
You recording while I'm taking my hair out?
I can always edit it.
Okay. Really, I could give two, whatever, but I will post a picture on social media with my hair like this.
You might get somebody saying, "Oh, I like her hairstyle."
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you, you never know.
When you yourself, that's when people's like, "Oh, okay." She
wear hers like that.
She feel comfortable in her own body.
I sure do. I'll do the rest later. It's okay.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
In 3, 2. Okay, guys, welcome to another edition of the BS of Entrepreneurial Podcast. We're looking at the whole DMV, matter of fact, the whole country. Just finding people who make movers and shakers, making things happen. And today is no different. I was going through my mind and had a party that was coming up, and I was like, man, ba-doo, boop, boop, ba-doo, boop. And that's all was going through my head. Right? And when you think of Congo players, man, to me, one of the first things that come to my mind is this brother right here. We're gonna jump into some information as far as I know, as far as the global industry, but more importantly, how that can translate if you're an entrepreneur, how that can translate to help you out, to build your business, understand some of the ins, some of the outs of the business, some of the ups, some of the downs, some of the things that you may need to look out for that are trapped. That might hold you into a trap. But without further ado, I just want to introduce you to Mr. Archie Beslow. What's going on, my brother?
Yeah, man. Hey, thank y'all for having me.
Yes, sir.
It's always a pleasure to be able to say your piece.
My man.
Yeah, appreciate the invite.
Yes, sir. So we're gonna jump into what you're doing now, how you got from a young man running the streets of Southeast to where you are now, that you were security for the mayor, like what, 5 different mayors?
Yeah, man.
5 different mayors, and we want to jump into that. But for those who don't know, can you just introduce yourself to the people?
So my name is Archie Beslow from Deep Washington, D.C. Southeast product.
Southeast.
Just found my way and made my way. It through a lot of ups and downs, but I'm here to talk about it.
Yeah, okay. All right. So you started, or now one of the bands that you started in, what was the first band that you started?
The first band I ever played with was called Black Nation.
Black Nation, okay. How did that come about?
Well, me and my cousin Shane, we was in Carroll High School, and somebody approached us because we played horns. Shane played the trumpet, I played the trombone. So back then, it wasn't easy to get horn players.
Okay.
So they reached out to Shane because he played trumpet, and he brought me along because I played the trombone. So that's how our go-go life started.
Wow, okay.
That started back in 83, 82.
83, 82.
I haven't stopped. I've been doing it ever since.
How did you begin to play the instruments? What got you
So
playing?
my father used to play the trombone in church. So at the early age of 4, I had a trombone in my hand. So I started playing the trombone from a childhood age of 4. And it stuck with me. I read music slightly.
Okay.
But my entire life I played by ear.
Wow.
Yeah, still to this day I play by ear.
Wow.
I'm a quick study. I pick up fast.
So as far as reading music, you
I did it in Carroll for maybe 2 years. I played the trombone in Carroll for 2 years. Then I went to the baritone home with the valves. So yeah.
Oh wow.
But that was 3 years, and if you don't continue to read music, you can forget about it.
Oh, okay. But during that time that you were reading the music, you were in tune with the sounds, and it just came
natural. I'm the type of person I always want to make my parents proud. So my dad played the trombone, so I didn't really care for the instrument, but I wanted to play it because I know he played it, and I was always trying to do things to make my parents proud.
Wow. So I mean, tell me about how was the relationship with you and your father?
Oh, it was cool, man. We Southeast kids. So my father had to work.
If y'all notice, he said Southeast. He didn't say Southeast.
No, there's no, the T is South. And there's an F. Actually, there's no TH.
There's no TH, there's an F.
Yeah, the dictionary has it wrong. I'm from Southeast Washington, D.C. So my dad did a lot of work. He had multiple jobs to make sure me and my mom was cool. So in a lot of instances, my mom was always taking me to the sports. I'm older now, so I didn't understand that. When you look back, moms try to make it like the dad wasn't there, blah, 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 blah. But in reality, the dads back then, they were like really out here grinding.
Wow, yeah.
And then the age, man, it really took me a while to understand what my dad did and why he did it. Because now I look at the same situations, and I was like, wow, he was that age. And when I was that age, I was doing far worse than what I was doing. So when people really got to, don't look upon your parents as being somebody's bad, whether it's your mom or your dad. You need to really put yourself in that age bracket. We seem to look at it from the age that we are, opposed to the age that they were. You get a better understanding about life.
Change your perspective, change
your life, the whole perspective.
Man. Okay, so you went and you were playing the trombone. You and your brother.
Oh, my cousin Shane.
You and your cousin. Your cousin Shane. So someone approached you because you were playing the trombone, and did he play the trombone also?
He played the trumpet.
Yeah.
Somebody asked him to join the band. I didn't know the guys at the time.
Okay.
So he said, hey, you want to be in this go-go band? I was like,
And that was Black Nation.
Black Nation, yeah.
So you were the trombone. He was the
trumpet player.
Who was the drummer?
A guy by the name of Ron Speed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as far as congos, who was on the congos?
And Gary Darby, Happy Hands.
Okay, Happy Hands.
Call him Happy Hands. Yeah, Gary.
And how did you start learning? Was it a seamless transition? When did you start picking up the congos?
So it's funny. Like I said, I'm an only child.
Okay.
So whatever I'm involved in, if I see stuff, I was always a busy kid. So when rehearsals would start, nobody was at rehearsal, so I would bang on the congos, or I'll get on the drum set. I was always just hands-on, everything. So, and I'm also a firm believer if the next man can do it, I can do it better.
Oh, wow. Man, say that one more time, brother. Say that one more time.
Next man can do it, I can do it better.
Man, okay, that's a bar. That's a bar on that one. If one man can do it, if the next man can do it, you know that you can do it.
Yeah.
At least just as good as him, if not
exactly.
better.
But you always want to strive to be better than the next person. It's not that you're being arrogant.
Yes.
You can't be great by being average. And if you search for being great, then if you fall into average, then you're still good. But when people try to be average, they never make it to average.
Ooh, I like that.
They just accept where they are.
I like that. Yes. Okay. So you're playing. Okay. So you're playing the drums. I know you're playing the trombone. Mm-hmm. Then we transitioned to where you were practicing while you were in Black Nation.
So I was, like I said, I was just messing around with it, and I knew no one would ever take me serious. So there've been times when a Congo player wouldn't make it, and I would stand behind the Congos, and whoever owned the band or whatever would be like, "Oh, get your horn." And mind you, and like I said, once you're older, you look at things different because the horns were important. Mm-hmm. So, back then, if you had a horn section, you was really doing something.
Yeah, because that's all I can remember.
Yeah, it's very important. So I was taking it personal as if I wasn't getting the opportunity to spread, my wings and go. But then when you look at it, it makes sense when you get older.
So now when you transitioned up and from so Black Nation dispersed, so with the guys went their separate ways, or
yeah. So I wound up, once again, by me playing the horn, I played for Prophecy, I played for Reality Band, was with Air Raid for a long time, Versatile, Next Level. I even played with Sean Bass Mitchell band called Paradise. I currently play with the Go-Go Symphony. Go figure. I play congos in the Go-Go Symphony.
Okay.
Me and Mighty Mo from EU. Whenever Mighty Mo can't make it, then I'll fill in.
Wow.
So that's an honor in itself for even the Go-Go Symphony to appreciate my talents in that area, because they're not going to just have anybody playing the congos. So that's why I go back to saying is if you're going to strive to do something, try to be great at it. Don't try to be average, but be great. So had I not really put my heart and soul in wanting to be a Congo player, I wouldn't have the opportunity to play in the Go-Go Symphony.
Which was the first band that you started playing the Congos in?
My band.
Okay. No, right, because you were playing the trombone. Even when you were air raid, you were still the trombone player.
They wouldn't let me know we needed Congo. So I had an epiphany one day. I said, you know what? I'm gonna start my own band. And what I did was I went and purchased the Congos. I forget who I got the Congos from. Oh man, wow, because that's an important plug. So anyway, I went and purchased some Congos, and I started playing in church for my man Bishop Crouch. Playing in church, and then I said, well, let me buy my own Congos.
Okay.
Let me start a band. So I started a band.
So just like that, you just said, let me start a band.
I'm gonna start a band because I wanted to play the Congos.
Guys, did y'all catch that? He made a decision just one day, just out the blue. Yep. I'm gonna start a band. I want to play the Congos, and I'm going to play the Congos. So that's important. Go ahead, Archie.
So I mean, and I turned out to be pretty cool. I wound up once again challenging myself. It was this group called Pockets and Sockets. It's all the top Congo players in the DMV area. So once again, if I'm going to be good at something, I have to put myself around the best people. So I just jumped into the average person. I had a couple of friends say, man, you want to do that? You ain't like that. It's not about me being like that. It's about me challenging myself to make myself better. So I stepped in the Pockets and Socket, got in the mix, and I didn't do too bad for myself.
So now, settle this debate for me, because all of this time I listen to Go-Go.
Right. What's the difference between a pocket and a socket?
Come on, man. What's the difference between a pocket and a socket?
That'll be an ongoing. So this is my. A pocket is when you. My interpretation. A pocket is when you in something and you locked.
Okay.
You just in it. That's the pocket.
Okay.
Now the socket is when you transition from a pocket beat and go to a beat that was better than the pocket.
Give me an example.
So say if I'm boom 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 boom. So I'm in the pocket.
Okay.
You
just there.
Yeah. That
was the socket.
So now I'm in the socket.
Oh,
that's my determination. Now you gonna get some people in the Go-Go world that's gonna argue, but
no, they not. That's the definition. You heard it right here first. That's the definition.
Because who's gonna challenge you? Because it's not in the dictionary, so it's up to everybody's interpretation on what it is.
The BS of entrepreneurship podcast. The definition is one is right there, and the other is a transition.
Because Ben used to say, lock it in the pocket, put it in the socket. So you in the pocket, you locking it, and put it in the socket. Man, you doing something different to enhance the pocket. It's like you enhancing the pocket.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I love it.
You didn't say double pocket or extra pocket. You give it the word socket.
Right. Okay.
So which means you enhance the pocket.
Ooh.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, I'm never going to hear Go-Go music again. Man, now they say, nah, we're gonna lock it. That means we right there, baby. That means I can do my two-step. I can do my two-step like that. Yeah. I can't do it for too long.
Sir.
So we went to Air Raid. Was that your last band before Black Print, or how?
Yes, it was. So I was with Air Raid, man. Wow, for a long time, man. And so even the band members in Air Raid, people started getting older, so the nucleus started. People started kind of doing their own things. So even with that, I just wanted to do something, do it different. Coming from a leadership background, I would hear a lot of members complain about how they were treated in bands, i.e. pay, i.e. the drama in the band, lack of leadership, places they played in. Lack of professionalism.
Okay.
So when I comprised my band, I said to myself that I'm going to try to do as best I can for my members.
Members first.
So it's for me it's fans, it's the patrons first, members, and then whatever else follows.
Okay. So now I'm gonna transition real quick.
Sure.
So let me set this up. So if you're an entrepreneur, understand that the same principles, mindsets, and the same concept that you utilize to start a band, you can utilize to start your business tomorrow. One was Just make a decision.
Make a decision.
Make a decision, man. That was major right there. And then he put a plan together to make sure that he took care of his fans,
Yep.
which would be your customer base.
Customer base, yeah.
His bandmates, which would be his employees, and then your company. That's how you grow.
Yeah.
Man, okay. So now, and tell me about the leadership, because I know your background, but I want you kind of share with them and touch on that. How,
sure.
Because I was kind of intrigued. One of the first conversations we had, and a lot of people may not know. I know a lot of you know, but some of you may not know that you're a retired police officer too.
Yes.
Okay. Can just tell me about some of the people you protected. How did that come about?
So, well, funny story. I'm gonna go all the way back. I wasn't a fan of the police coming up. That's how it was in Southeast. You just wasn't a fan of the police.
Yeah.
And mind you, I came up in number 11 Boys and Girls Club, where I actually, at that point, I began to understand and relate to police. So then I had a different outlook. There are cool police officers.
So then, and this number 11 is that on? That's
right across from St. Elizabeth.
Okay. Oh, right behind it with the McDonald's, and then right behind. That's number 11. Okay.
A lot of us came through that. And with that being said, we were up Fort Grubble one day. Me and some fellas, we was playing basketball, and a couple of guys say we about to go to Beslow to take the police test. So back then, man, y'all gonna be the cop. So I'm doing all that what I think I supposed to say, man. Y'all punks, y'all, man, who want to be the cop? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So mind you, I thought about it. So I made my way up Beslow, and there was a lady, I forget the lady's name. I said, ma'am, can I take the test? She said, I'm sorry, your name is not on the list. I said, well, I have a couple of friends that's taking the test. Is there anything you can do to get me in this test? And whatever she did, she found a way, got me in, and I took the test, and the rest was history. So mind you, when I got in the academy, I was still acting as if I was a knucklehead on the street.
Okay.
And there were several what we call officials. A lot of people know I played sports. So the guys on the department, back then in the police department, there were basketball teams, softball teams, track team, you name it. And that was big back then. So all the chiefs would try to locate talent to put on their prospective teams. So just ironically, I ran track for the police department. I played softball for the police department. I played basketball for the police department. So guys started pulling me up. Higher up say, look, you need to change your life around because you can be something on the department.
Wow. So
with that being said, I made my mind up to try to be the best police officer I can possibly be.
Because if one person can do it, I know I can do it better.
So ironically, by doing that, someone approached me and said, "Would you want to be on the mayor's detail?" I was like, "Well, nah," because at the time I didn't have no suits. And I didn't want to. I wanted to be a cop because I was doing jump out. So now I'm a cop. So now I'm doing cop thing, and I was always a fair cop. I never was one to kind of rough the dudes off. I was more of a going back to leadership. I was more trying to lead the troops to go the other way, the guys to go the other way, opposed to them settling with their lifestyle.
Love it.
Yeah, so I would do a lot of talking. They would, man, that's Officer Beslow. No, he good. So I got street respect because I respected them. You know, and they know I want no sucker.
One more time,
I got street respect because I respected them.
Yep.
And anyone from a child to an adult know if they're getting respect from you.
I like to think of that even no matter what your occupation is, I always say before they come through that door, they somebody mama, somebody daddy, somebody brother, somebody sister. Yeah. And if you treat them as such when they come in, they will 90% of the time treat you on the same level. At the same point. I love that. I love that mindset. That's the leadership part. And then you already had that. Well, you said it came kind of from your father though.
So it came from my dad. You know, my mom and my dad was. So I'm still that yes sir, no ma'am kid.
Yeah.
So and that's going to take us somewhere in the conversation at some point too. A lot of us. Well, I knew how I was raised. I was raised to respect my elders. Yeah. And even to this day, I still do. I still say yes, sir, no, ma'am, and that has even opened up a lot of doors for me.
You know what's wild? Even to my troops that I manage, I utilize that. Yeah. That came from the Marine Corps. Yeah. Yes, sir. Mr. Frank, yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. And Oh my God,
it's,
I love it.
it's so many pleasantries in it. Like you have somebody, like a lady would say, "Don't say that. That makes it like I'm old." I would say, "Well, man, why would somebody giving you respect make you old?" I'll say yes, ma'am, to a young adult female. I say yes, sir, to when I'm coaching football. I'll address the guys as yes, sir, because they are sir. And if you start embedding that to them, they put some respect on their name and who they are, then they're going to carry that with them.
Wow. Now let's go down the street where you were just talking about. We want to lead to how you got to that leadership part with your. Let's talk about that a little.
So I was approached. I was in Vice, and I was one of the so quote unquote leaders in Vice because I was about my business, and I was approached to be on the mayor's detail, on Mayor Berry's detail, and I told him no, I didn't want to do it. I didn't have suits, right? And I just didn't see myself just standing around, so I said no. So I thought that was the end of it. So Kevin Tosin came to me, which means we were friends, but since I told him no, then actual Ulysses Walter, rest in peace, which was Marion Burns' right-hand man, he came directly to me and said, hey, then he like really broke it down, and I was like, wow. So back then the mayor's detail was so super tight and so professional, they didn't just allow anybody on it.
Okay.
You had to be ERT, or you had to be a top.
When you say ERT,
it's like SWAT.
Okay,
like SWAT.
Okay. Emergency response team.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
So you had to be somebody important. So the mere fact that they had me come on, I was honored with that. And then when I got on, I wasn't allowed to do certain things. And I would ask Walter, I said, why can't I do that? He said, well, young man, you got to earn your right. You got to earn it. They just kept telling me that over and over again. I said, okay, I get it. And I seen the guys was giving me some pushback. So what I did, once again, I made a decision to try to be the best executive protection person that I could possibly be.
Okay.
So what happened was I started doing everything in my power to be the top dude in the unit. So with that being said, as time went on, I rose to the top. I became one of a handful of people that Mr. Berry wanted to travel with.
Okay. So
then after that, I was always recommended from the other mayors. So I was a team leader on the mayor's detail for an equivalent of 18 years. Right, and I was on the mayor's detail for 23 years. So my entire police career was pretty much protecting the mayors.
Wow.
So in that role, you can't help but be professional. You can't help but be respectful. You can't help but learn business, leadership, respect, etiquette. You just because you're now representing the nation's capital. So I couldn't just do what Archie wanted to do because now they're going to say,
man, you changed your mindset.
You had to change it.
So do you believe that mindset shift came about because of the position you were in, or the mindset shift came and then the position came? How did you think that balance came along?
So just act like it's say like an avalanche. Just say a snowball. When the snowball goes down the hill, it's rolling. It's kind of going all over the place. But before you know it, it's a big ball. So in my life, there were so many different important things at a young age that I had to man up about. So I couldn't just be a kid. I couldn't always act like I don't know. I had so many things around me that was telling me, hey, you have to be serious here. You have to be serious here. You have to be serious here. So as a young adult, I had to be serious.
Okay.
A lot, at that age. So the leadership role and the respect became because, like, once again, I go back to my parents. I had to make my mom and dad proud. So now it's not just making them proud. So now it's making all the kids I coach. It's making everybody in D.C. It's making everybody in Maryland, the DMV. So now Archie becomes a popular component because every time you look around, I'm doing something that's important.
Yeah.
Back then I was humble. I didn't really think about it. But as I fast forward and I look at my resume, sometimes I look at myself, I be like, wow.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, Archie, because obviously I've known you for years, and even in the background, you probably don't know. And I always say this to people: do the right thing all the time because you don't know who's watching.
Yeah.
Someone is always watching. Yeah. And even though, like I said, because you know my story, I was a little scrawny kid from Fort Washington, Maryland. When I graduated, I was 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I wore 125 pounds.
Right, yeah, man.
So you can only imagine I was this big. So my self-esteem was this low, and I kind of looked towards and for people who I could look at and emulate.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing you come along, they said because you were you always played sports.
Yep.
I think I met you through Irwin.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm interviewing him this evening.
Awesome.
We're gonna be interviewing him.
Awesome.
But because of through the sports, because of who Irwin was, because of who you were, I kind of looked at you guys. I was like, man, like you said, if they can do it, I can do it.
I can do it. Yeah.
And so that was one of the small things in my life, one of those key moments in my life when I saw it and I said, and it clicked. Something clicked. So I totally understand how you do that. So now tell me about this the new band. So you're sitting at home and you're hitting the congos, or you were in church, or
So wow. I think I bought some congos because I was intrigued by the congos, and then I reached out to Bishop Crouch to play in the church, and then from that point I was
which church?
It was Garment of Praise.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the church has been renamed to Ascend Church.
Okay.
So I did it, and then I said, you know what, man, let me start a band. And I started a band, and what I knew what it would take. You had to be transparent, you had to be loyal, you had to be leadership, and you had to be able to weather the storm, period.
Transparent, have leadership, ready to run the whole race.
Yeah, you got to, yeah.
Rather the trials,
no matter what,
ups and downs. I literally remember you being on your lives, you doing your Facebook lives,
yeah.
and you didn't care. And see, that's what I loved about it, because you were transparent.
Yeah.
And you said, you know what, I'm gonna learn this, and you were just in the back hitting the congos, right. And you says, I'm going to learn it. It started as a snowball, and next thing you know, you on there. Hey, I'm having tryouts. You on your Facebook live, I'm having tryouts. Yeah. And it worked.
Yeah. What people don't realize, some people would think that when people do something live, they're doing it to be egotistic, or they're doing it to, quote unquote, be seen or whatever. Nah, I do certain things because if I put myself out publicly, it's going to challenge me to make sure I come correct. So I'm not doing it for exposure. I'm not doing it to get 1,000 likes. I'm doing it to challenge myself because I know it's going to be somebody that's going to critique my wrong.
And say, Archie, I thought you were going to do ABC, XYZ.
There you go.
And you set you set that the little standard up for yourself, and you made sure that you're going to
put myself out there to be. I put myself out to challenge people. I put myself out all the time to be challenged because people are going to critique you. And at the end of the day, whether somebody tell you directly, I have so many people that's on my team that somebody's going to come back and tell me what somebody said. Now, am I going to cut that person off? Nah. I'm going to receive it because the person that came back and told me probably wanted to tell me the same thing, but they didn't know how to say it. So at the end of the day, instead of being mad at people that say bad things about you, receive it, do a self-evaluation.
Okay.
If it fits, then receive it. If it don't, just let it go.
Just let it go.
Yeah, don't hold grudges.
Because if you stay there, they have already gone about their business, and you still sulking in this one spot.
About what?
Somebody did, and if they feel that way, they're not gonna come to my show anyway. So
don't make a break you.
Yes, I'm caring about my fans. I'm caring about my band members, and then I'm caring about the rest.
Yeah,
man, that's where it is. So now, if you were talking to an entrepreneur right now, can you tell them? I understand the leadership part of it. If someone is thinking about now, I want to start a business. Can you kind of capsulize using the band metaphor and utilize that to help someone right now who might be struggling? How you can help them out?
Yes, you have to see that. You have to see that business in you. You have to want to eat, sleep that business. You have to have a passion about that business. If it's not something that you like really desire and will run through a hailstorm or a tornado, you have to have that mindset. I told myself that the band was not going to fail. So once I made up my mind that this business, i.e. the band, is going to be successful, and I said it doesn't matter what it takes. And what I did was I did research. I listened to people. You know, I did everything to stay consistent in my dream and my vision and my goal. Now I had people telling me, no, you should do it this way. No, you should do it that way. And I told them, my words to them was, just trust my process. So by saying that doesn't mean I don't want to take any input. It's that my mind is already made up on how I want my business to look. Now you may want your business to look like that, but no, this is my business. So trust in me to allow me to structure my business the way I want to.
Got it. Wow. Okay. So if you're starting the business, have the vision, have the process. And one thing, I'm looking at every single person that we've had on the show, and even anyone I've talked to that's successful, one of the things, and there's probably like three different things that they always have in common. One is when I heard you say you sought out a mentor to kind of show you what you should do, and you just collapse time frames, because somebody's trying to start a band and they're like, man, I tried to start a band 5 years ago.
I just believed in myself. I bet on myself.
How does your marketing? How did you get into the clubs or the venues that you're going to play?
The truthful answer is praying. I'm a praying man. I pray every night. So, and I'm gonna go there. When you believe in your creator, and you see signs that your creator is showing you signs of which way you should move, and you ask your creator on a daily basis, how should I move?
Come on, man. Come on.
You can't lose. So my manager and myself, we pray. We talk 7 days a week, and we always incorporate God in our conversations, whether directly or indirectly. So, I mean, I just can't lose because my faith is so strong and my belief is so strong that doors are opening. And people can sit here and talk, but that's the real in my professionalism. So when I talk to people, promoters and all that, they feel my spirit. They feel and see the God in me. So at that point, their guards go down because they know they're not going to get any pushback from me. They know I'm going to be fair. And they know I'm going to keep it real. So hence, and then it does help that, my popularity in the city, mayors, and I get so many gifts and so many rewards because I've always done for people.
Okay.
Everything in my life is for somebody else.
But you put in, and then you can make the withdrawal.
Yeah, your blessings coming.
And then unless you make the deposit, it's kind of hard to go to the bank if you haven't made a deposit.
You can't do it. It ain't gonna just happen. So the promoters, the clubs, everybody that comes in contact with myself and my manager, they always tell us, you guys are so professional. You guys are so easy to work with.
What is one challenge that someone who may be looking to start a band, rock band, rap band, whatever the case may be, what is one challenge that they should probably look for getting into the entertainment industry?
Your staff, your members. You can't do it with your friends. You just can't. That's a whole nother story that I'm not gonna go into. Just for a lot of reasons. I've lost friends.
So you hired a business. You hired a business person who this is going to be a business, and our business just happens to be a band.
Yeah, you have to get people that is interested in taking it serious as if it's a job. My job to my band members is to keep them in a healthy environment, pay them on time, and be respectful, and give them great leadership. So outside of that, if I'm doing that, my band members, they get on average $1,500 a month, part time.
Well, yeah, I mean that's not a bad gig.
If we're a new band, so just imagine what they're gonna get paid like starting next year.
When you start, what is your dream venue?
Man, that's funny, Frank, because we playing so many places, man. We just played Rams Head in Baltimore. August 13th, we go down to Fayetteville, North Carolina, to play at a big barbecue fest. We're supposed to be at Bethesda Blues and Jazz. And I can't disclose this information, but it's supposed to be a big venue in the DMV where a lot of sports teams play. And we're supposed to be there with two major artists.
Okay.
And we're supposed to open up. We also have Fort DuPont September 3rd with EU.
BU is
with EU
with EU. Okay, EU. All right. So
it's just amazing, man, how God is truly blessing me and my band to give us so many venues and so many opportunities to play, man. It's amazing, man.
So where you playing now currently? Black Print.
So we play every Tuesday down Martini's Lounge in White Plains, 10553. Yeah, Theodore Green Boulevard in White Plains. Every Tuesday, man. We started down there maybe a year and a half ago. It was maybe 5 people in that spot, man, on a regular.
Wow.
And then we kind of grew. We thought we was doing something when 30 people got in. It was like, oh,
yeah.
If you go down there now on Tuesday, it's the most talked about spot. People come from all over. They say, ain't nobody gonna drive that far. We get people coming from Virginia, DC.
Because when they think about 210.
So they coming. They love they love the product. They love the good environment. They love the great music.
What time do you play?
Every Tuesday from 7 to 10.
7 to 10?
Yeah.
So we're going to have to, because we shoot on Tuesday, so we're going to have to shoot here, wrap this up, maybe leave everything set up the way it is.
Hey, it's a good, trust me, it's a good situation. We also at Tacoma Station Washington, D.C. every second, fourth, and fifth Friday.
Okay.
In D.C.
So yeah, you love it.
We busy, man. Like I said, I love entertaining people. I love when people come to us and say that our band is like a ministry. You know, we got people that come on Tuesday. They look forward to Tuesday because they just don't know what to expect, but it was gonna be a good time. Mm-hmm. Like I'm incorporating prayer in the sets. I'm on the stage, we cranking, and I might say a verse, a Bible verse or something.
Come on, man.
Yeah, if it moves me, that's what I do.
Yeah. So they can get everything coming to see Archie.
They get it. Yeah.
Man, I love it. All right. So Tuesdays, 7 to 10.
In Martini's in White Plains.
White Plains. My wife and I are going to be there, and Tracy's birthday, who left us on this interview. It's her birthday tomorrow, so we're going to look at all these empty chairs around here.
We're going to turn it out, man.
we're going to definitely make we have another interview tomorrow. We got I have something special tonight, and then we're going to do another interview tomorrow. So I'm loving it. We're growing. So now, if you guys really want to support us, I do ask that you go to BSE. That's B for behavior, S for science, behavioral science, which is the way you think. That's what the BS, the way you think about your business. BS4E, BS4entrepreneurs.com. Like and subscribe to our page. Hey, that's how you can help support us. You don't have to leave us no money, anything. It takes 30 seconds. Look at one of the videos, one of our short clips. Click subscribe. Click like if you want to leave a comment. Share. That's how you can definitely help us, and we would definitely totally appreciate it. So hopefully we brought you some value, man. Appreciate
you, man. Yeah,
I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime, man. Because you Archie had a radio show too.
Yeah.
And man, and I got some deep subjects.
Oh yeah. I miss my radio. I was with Moon Man too. I had my own radio show. I was with Moon Man for a long time. Moon Man and the Fun Bunch.
Yeah. Or that was on Saturday nights or Friday nights?
Saturday nights.
Yeah, Saturday nights.
My man Moon Man. Yeah.
Man. So guys, if you have a dream, if you have a desire, so you right now, it's probably hitting you. So what would be the first step if someone is looking right now to, okay, you know what, I have an idea.
Write it down.
To write it down.
Always put your thoughts to paper. I've written 2 books too. The 2 books.
I didn't know about the second one. I gotta get the second one.
I've written 2 books, and what I used to do is I would just jot notes down as things come to me.
Okay.
And if I get a writer's block, I'll just stop, and then I'll compile all the notes, and then after a while, you got a book. Another thing too, just like with writing books in business, always do an outline. If you do an outline and just fill in those spaces, your business will be intact. You write a book if you do an outline. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, sports, whatever. If you fill in those questions, answer those questions, you have a book.
Right. That's a course. And look, and then you can sell it. Just put it out, make the outline, fill it in, and you can sell it.
Life is an outline.
Wow. So how can the people, how can they get in contact with you, brother?
So you can hit me on social media, Archie Beslow on Facebook. That's ArchieBeslow. For the band is the Black Print Experience on Facebook, and also on IG, Archie Beslow.
Okay, all right. Well, guys, We're going to wrap it up. We're going to get out of here. We hope that you've enjoyed this. If you have, please, like I said, like this, share this, make a comment, subscribe. And remember, you change your perspective, you change your life. When you change your perspective, you change your life. When you change your perspective, you have an idea. Write it down. Follow through. Leadership. Put everything. Make sure you take care of your people and your business. And guess what? You're going to change your life. Peace.
Don't get up, Archie.
Okay.
That is.
Frank, you doing you doing the after thing?
Huh?
You doing the after?
No. We just want to take a picture with Archie.
Thank you.
Great interview.
Thank you.
I'm sorry we couldn't be there, but I had to fight with someone.
You guys was there in spirit. You guys was there.
Frank had me up on the camera like I was. Oh, I should have sat beside you. You see how far back he looked?
Yeah.
You see that chair right there? The red one?
Right up.
You
Right.
can see every nook and cranny.
Come on, guys. Let's take
Ooh.
this picture. Let me set it up.
Oh gosh. Are we gonna be in the background? Could the ladies be in the back? So we don't have to show this hideous tacky outfit I have on.
You got your bag.
I'm gonna get you. You set me up, Frank.
I'm
You
gonna
set
see
me
if
up.
I want to take it with my band or without. I know what I'm capable of, so
There you go.
at the end of the day. She liked those little drink, did she?
You're like, what the heck? Renee?
That chair right there.
Needs to go
Yeah.
in the back.
This way. Archie, you gonna be in the middle. Matter of fact, you go ahead and sit on down, Archie. You go ahead and sit on down.
You is so silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And Maria. All right, so this is what we're gonna
You
do.
better have my wine.
Nah, you got go ahead and stand up for a second. Stand up. Actually, I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna pull this stuff out.
Good thinking.
Yeah, so we can get behind the chair. So I can kneel down and hide. So I guess we come to see you tomorrow night, huh? For Tracy's birthday.
We gonna party. We gonna do it.
Yeah. We want
Y'all
shout
start
outs
at
and
what time?
everything.
7:30.
Oh, y'all start at 7:30.
So we gotta get up out of here
7:30.
quick.
Yes, we
Butch
do.
better not be talking too much.
Butch not gonna talk to you.
Oh, that's shaving. I think.
Well, it's about time.
I don't have my. I gotta go get my key.
I thought we opened
Oh,
this
you know
door.
what we did? Frank, okay.
Huh?
No.
How does he know we're still here?
Oh yeah. Well, we.
Well,
Well.
Yeah, what's up? Oh, he gonna take the picture for us?
Right there.
Oh.
When do y'all practice, Archie?
We don't.
Y'all just get together.
Yeah.
Oh, so they already. They
I got
Do
already.
you you all make up your own songs? Or
We
you-
do originals and we do covers.
Okay.
We have a song out called Hey World that we released in December. So we're supposed to go back in the studio starting in September and put out at least three songs. But I had to make sure my band member was intact because you can't do business and put a lot of songs out. People gonna jump ship. So
don't worry.
I keep him busy, but.
Is this the guy? Is supposed to be doing our stuff?
The guy you introduced me to, he said that he would do it.
He does-
So you don't want
he
no
does-
champagne and orange juice or something?
No, he just did too. He just finished doing it the other day. He ordered it. Matter of fact, he called me like, man, you got some more
So
stuff.
if I
But we
send,
need,
so if I send more, you gonna do it?
yeah, but we need, I mean, with this thing, I'll be honest with you. No, that was cool. I just don't we want to drive around, you know. Let's be honest.
I mean, so if it's a small job, right, we understand that